Alright, what's up guys? So this channel, Riddle, I couldn't see the channel name, so I was like, I had opened up this video a while ago and I didn't even, I forgot who was, I seen it when I opened it up, but I forgot, I've had this video tabbed for a while, so, but anyways, besides that, Riddle has uploaded a video titled, Animals You'll Be Happy Are Extinct. Yeah, because there are some animals where it's like, you might see them on social media, like people posting about them, or you'll see a video just dedicated, about them. And yeah, it makes me feel like I'm a little bit, like there are still some wild animals out there, but it makes me like less worried, like, because they'll be like, oh yeah, this is like the 7-foot long dog that was out there eating anything that had meat. And I'm like, I don't need that around me, so I'm glad it was one of those like animals, like yeah, it's like it would be fascinating to see it, but at the same time, I would rather for them to be like at the zoo or on like channel like 43, the Animal Planet channel. So I'm just watching it and I'm not like actually there seeing it and stuff. Like I just want to feel safe when I'm seeing these animals. But anyways, make sure you guys go subscribe to Riddle. They are close to hitting 5 million subscribers, so definitely make it happen, people. If you haven't, go subscribe to them for more videos like this. But in that being said, let's check this video out.
Our planet is facing the greatest extinction of animals since the time of the dinosaurs. But this time, it's not the meteorite that threatens their lives. It's a human being. Over the last 50 years, humans have destroyed almost 2/3 of species. You'll never hear the sweet Sardinian pika again. The orange frog will no longer warn you of the rain with its croaking. And teen melodrama fans will not be able to tease the Tasmanian wolf at the zoo, calling him a striped Jacob. But unlike some animals,
Tasmanian wolf, like that is crazy.
We can work miracles with the help of genetic engineering. On the 23rd of February this year, a sensational event took place. Australian photographer Neil Waters posted stunning content on the internet, a picture of the very Tasmanian wolf that was considered to be extinct 85 years ago.
Oh, wow.
It could mean that scientists have already secretly made progress in cloning, and we can fix it all. But there is another question. Is it worth doing it?
I'm like, yeah, they obviously haven't seen movies like Jurassic Park. All right, I'm saying, like, look what happened there. All right, you had a man get eaten on the toilet. Another man was trying to climb up a hill when it was raining. The guy attacked by some dinosaurs. What are some other things? The kids got flipped almost off a cliff and landed in the tree. I'm saying, like, there's some things that goes down. And I'm like, I'm not trying to have that happen to me. I ain't trying to look up one day and I find my, like, car hanging off of a cliff and I get, like, I end up landing in a tree. I'm not trying to deal with that. So, I'm just saying, man.
Before you
like,
answer,
they were there. If they're gone, they're gone. But, people trying to genetically, reincarnate them and stuff. Yeah, I'm like, that ain't gonna turn out so good. So, but anyways.
Someone I'd like you to meet. In order to do this, you need to raise your head up. This is Haast's eagle, the largest bird of prey of historical era. Haast's eagle is very similar to the world's largest eagle, the harpy eagle, only it was twice as heavy, and its wingspan was 40% larger. It lived on New Zealand's South Island until people ruthlessly exterminated the majestic bird. Legends say after the Maori people exterminated the moa, the main source of food for Haast's eagle, the mega bird began to take revenge on people, hunting their young children.
Oh,
Therefore,
wow.
the Maori people had to kill a terrifying bird. On the basis of an excuse of self-defense, the human being has become the most dangerous predator and killer of all time.
I feel like in some cases, like, okay, it might be self-defense, but then in other cases, I feel like people just be hunting them animals down just so, oh, let me put this animal up on my wall or whatever, Like, nah, like, if I see, like, a big old monster bird, like, flying down trying to kill my kid and stuff, obviously, yeah, I'm freaking try to RKO that bird in midair, but I'm saying, like, if that bird's just over in the distance and we give each other that universal head nod and we go about our day, fam, there is no reason for that bird to die, like. But nah, yeah, there's people out there that's obviously doing this, hunting, and, that's why a lot of these animals are extinct. But yeah, you know, but yeah, if they're going around killing people, I'm like, okay, yeah, that animal is wild. That animal is crazy. Like, nah, they need to either leave the country or just, you know, try to stay far away from that bird. But anyways.
But New Zealand kids play in the yard without fear of being dragged away by a giant bird. Perhaps you'd like to clone some other animal from the recently extinct ones. How do you like this guy? Giant short-faced bear. It's heavier than the modern rhinoceros, 50% bigger than the biggest polar bears. And as you can see, twice your height.
Wow.
To survive, it must eat at least 35 pounds of meat per day. That means at least one corgi. Now look who's standing on your right. Megalania is the largest land lizard known to science. It was as long as a 2-story building and weighed as much as the heart of a blue whale. But neither it nor the ancient grizzly were able to escape from a human being. In the food chain, humans became their rivals.
I don't know why. That was like, when I saw that bear, that was the first movie that came to mind. I was like, I think that'd just be random just bringing that movie up. But I was like, okay. Like, we were obviously on the same page when we seen that bear. But who knows? It might have been that bear. But anyways.
Bear and Megalania ate. It's quite possible that people just killed these predators when they met them. Do you think you wouldn't have done it? First, get to know them. But where are they? You won't see Megalania right away. No, it's not shy. It's just that lizard hunts in an ambush. It will instantly immobilize you by cutting the tendons with its razor-sharp teeth. Have you seen these videos of how to open chips properly by making a cut in the middle of the bag? No one even knows that Megalania has figured it all out a long time ago. It will immediately rip open your belly and start eating you alive. It's a pity that such a unique species has become extinct. But don't worry. At the end of the 90s, there was a lot of speculation that Megalania had been seen in Australia or New Guinea. Maybe it's still alive without any cloning. And here comes the short-faced bear. It has no trouble finding you because of its distinctive, super-sensitive nose. Look into its chaps. Its fangs are pointed in different directions, similar to a tiger. Unlike Megalania, a bear's lateral teeth will effectively cut not only your tendons, but also your bones. The extermination of such monsters was a necessity for the survival of ancient people. But what wrongs did the much-vaunted internet star, Tasmanian wolf, do to us? Thylacine, as it's also called, became extinct in 1936, which means it was around when the camera was invented and we can see its real pictures.
That's crazy.
Don't be afraid to get closer to it. It's like a big cat with an interesting striped coloring. Look how lovely it yawns. Its mouth opens at 90 degrees.
It bites somebody.
Out that this striped cat isn't so harmless. And who knows what a human can expect from it? I bet you shouldn't put your finger in its mouth.
Yeah.
In the year 2005, the Australian magazine The Bulletin offered 1.25 million Australian dollars reward to anyone who catches a live thylacine. And Neil Waters, president of Thylacine Evernos, can become a billionaire thanks to the photo of a whole family of thylacines, including a cub. Maybe the thylacine we found is the result of successful experiments by scientists in the field of cloning. And soon we'll be able to recover the other recently extinct animals I introduced you to. By the way, people who were the first to think about it are the scientists from the Lazarus Project of the University of New South Wales. They took tissue of a frog that had been dead and frozen since the 1970s. Scientists successfully implanted it into an egg of a closely related species of frogs. Although none of the embryos have survived more than a few days, this may be the first step towards turning Jurassic Park scenario into reality. Because I think we're forgetting the real heroes. The mega animals that went extinct a long time ago. And you haven't even heard of them them or their superpowers.
It's like, what was
would
that?
be really interesting to renew and place in the park with the resurgent ancient inhabitants is Helicoprion. This predatory fish is the least favorite Tooth Fairy's character. Its teeth had an unusual ability. They didn't fall out, but instead turned into a wheel on the lower jaw, similar to a pattern. With this deadly spiral, Helicoprion used to arrange Paleozoic chainsaw massacre. Watching Helicoprion through the glass of a large aquarium, one visitor of the park would be very interested in it. That would be Steven Spielberg. He would certainly be inspired to make the next Jaws with this character in the lead role, unless, of course, Helicoprion gets beaten in this audition by Aquilolamna millarcae. It has much more chances because on the 18th of March, scientists released the news about a preserved fossil of this Cretaceous shark found in the Gulf of Mexico. Its special feature, pectoral fins that resemble wings, and it resembles a funny stingray trapped in the body of a ruthless shark. It would be interesting to keep other extinct animals at home instead of the park, because now it's very fashionable to have a mini piggy pet instead of a kitten. But what about Entelodont, the behemoth-sized cannibal boar? This pet is definitely not for the faint-hearted. With its 8-inch fangs, the Lecter pig was not averse to eating its own kind. If your dog is not doing its job well, you should know that robbers would surely fit the taste of Entelodont. Hopefully, it will spare the owner. It's amazing that the only thing that can save these super animals is cloning. For all their power, they've all failed to avoid extinction and extermination. All but one invincible creature. Honey badger. Here it is, lying there, itching. The menace of the wild kingdom. Do you feel like stroking that cute badge? I wouldn't advise this. This guy's a real maniac. The honey badger is listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the most fearless animal. Not only does it defend itself with its thick, elastic skin that's hard to bite through, it also gets into fights and scrapes first. The internet's star honey badger Stuffle has more than once escaped from its enclosure. And no, it hasn't escaped into the wild, but went to beat other zoo animals. The honey badger is the Chris Brown of the animal kingdom. Everyone probably has a friend like that who went rogue at a party and couldn't be stopped. Since honey badger is not a member of the Fight Club, there are no rules for it to fight. It uses forbidden techniques. It can viciously attack the face and eyes of its rival. Well, more specifically, its victim. Are you surprised at people who can easily chew popcorn grains? Honey badger's jaws are so strong that it can eat turtles with a shell. And even if it falls into the mouth of a predator, let's say into the trap of the fangs of a Tasmanian wolf at 90 degrees, it still can't swallow the honey badger because it's also very dodgy. Perhaps you can go to Africa and see it up close, but it's not a fact that within the very first minutes of the meeting, it won't scratch your eyes out.
It's like I ain't fooling with that.
How cool it would be if all the above-mentioned guys were as resilient as the honey badger and survived to this day. Well, scientists have been trying to clone the Tasmanian wolf since 1999. 3 years later, its DNA was extracted, but it was found to be unusable. And after 6 years, scientists managed to make some of the genes of thylacine work in the mouse embryo, but none of the developing embryos have turned into a wolf. Then the scientists quietened down, and we could breathe a sigh of relief because we had the confidence that we couldn't get into its chaps, which opens like an electric meat grill. But suddenly, in 2021, these pictures of a Tasmanian wolf walking quietly through the woods of Tasmania, maybe the experiments got out of hand, and soon there will be photos of other extinct animals on the web.
I see a walking shark. Nah.
We just don't
like
notice
send
them.
me to Mars.
What animal besides the Tasmanian wolf would you like to notice in your backyard? This is the character you met a few short minutes ago. The ancient short-faced bear.
The video's almost
its
over.
genome is well preserved and can be restored in the future. The problem is finding a surrogate mother, as the closest relative weighs about 10 times less. There may be genomes of other ancient animals. Which one would you bring back to life? A cannibal pig? A chainsaw fish? A baby killer eagle? Why shouldn't human beings resurrect themselves? Neanderthal is the most viable option for cloning. There's even a matching surrogate species. That's us. However, the UN Declaration prohibits the cloning of humans, considering it unethical. Well, would you take responsibility for raising a Neanderthal? Do you still want to resurrect someone? Who? Write in the comments.
It's like, I think we should leave these things alone, because if not, there's gonna be some crazy things going on, and I personally don't want to like be in the area when it's going down. So I'm like, hey, as long as you guys take that stuff like far over there where I'm not near it, I think we could be okay. So I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, y'all can bring back any animals y'all want to bring back. I'm like, I just don't want to be a part of it, okay? Like, just let me off in an area by myself, like, just chilling. Like, I ain't got to worry about none of that, because I'm telling you, like, that's not normal, man. That's some scary stuff, so... But, no, that was a pretty good video, though. Shout out to Riddle. If you guys haven't, make sure you go subscribe to them for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me, too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.